So I have been wanting to shoot black and white photography lately just because I've noticed that I really just haven't done it in a while. And personally, it's been one of my favorites from a long time. Before I even really started photography, I really used to shoot a lot of black and white, mainly because I didn't know how to, edit colors. But I used to do a lot of black and white photography for when I was in a touring band and everything, just much easier. So today, I thought it would be the perfect day to take some black and white photography with the Fuji X-E4 and the Viltrox 56mm 1.7. What I'm gonna be looking for is just kind of looking for some textures, maybe some lights and everything to see what I can create. So we'll see what happens. All right, so just trying to find little things that might look cool around the area. Right now, it's an apartment complex that we kind of visit a lot because there's like a little lake nearby. So the lighting itself always kind of plays a key factor into the black and white photography for me. And that's one of the reasons why I've been wanting to kind of shoot it more, since, I don't know, I feel like it adds a different type of feeling to myself when creating content. And right now I've been feeling like my area is just not inspiring me. So a way to just do it, I know trademarked by Nike, so it's not anything special, but just go ahead and do it. That's my mentality right now, and I'm just gonna put myself out there to just create, and that's the whole purpose of this. A trick that I like to do when shooting black and white photography is setting up the camera for black and white kind of profiles, whether it's my Sony or Fuji or anything like that, but just to see if anything kind of captures my eye as I'm looking. Maybe like this little bit just looks interesting. All right, cool, take a photo. Might be crap, might be good, but you're just out here experimenting. Trying to see if there's anything here that looks kind of cool or not. I don't know, but it looks kind of nice over there. So we're gonna try to take a photo while these people are walking by, because it looks kind of cool. Got him. And that's for me, like what I kind of try to look for with photos with black and white is that separation of the background from the subject or lighting. And it's actually kind of exciting to find different alternatives from color. I know I love actually editing color quite a bit, but sometimes the black and white photography just really has a different perspective of things that I truly do enjoy, because it feels like a different mood and character to a photo that maybe in color it would look good, but the black and white version just looks superior. And that's kind of my mentality of it. Sometimes you have to kind of contemplate a little bit of locations, frame it, see if anything might look cool. And sometimes you get, a little bit of a good photo, luckily. Sometimes you don't, and that's the whole process that I like to do with photography, is just try to take photos that maybe might suck, but that's the beautiful thing of the digital age. You don't have to worry about, film photos, like where you have a certain amount that you can take photos of. And another thing for me that I actually do like to see and try to do, especially with black and white photography, is a little bit of like architecture with the texture of things. Finding texture is actually quite nice. I mean, there's like this little building that I always find it kind of cool and intriguing, because when we're here in this like apartment complex, there's always something that you can maybe take a photo of from the edge of like the building to align it and make it as nice as possible. And it's kind of cool to me, because it's just something that adds different dimension with the black and white photography. And that's probably why it's helping me actually stay nice and creative with this. So yeah, it's quite nice. Me trying to find, good amount of framing or anything like that just looks nice. Leading lines of that sort with black and white is always nice to me. I mean, obviously with color is always nice too as well, but it just has a different feeling that I like to look for as well. And I mean, I guess this kind of video is more about what I look for in a photo to a certain degree, and as well to sometimes talking about it, it helps me process my photo thought a lot nicer to get better photos. And that's one of the reasons why I like doing maybe a different type of video like this, so that you get to see a little bit of the inside, might help you out, but also, practice my photography and make a nice little YouTube video for you guys. Sometimes just finding, it's kind of cool because there's like a spider there, but I don't think this will pick it up. Oh, actually it does pick it up. That'll be nice. which is kind of cool because it's like a little cool little black and white photography of the web of the spider. It's kind of cool because you have like the water bike rules kind of style, and for me just kind of getting a little bit of a different feel of, you know, like whether it would make you feel like it's something from a while ago or something. That's actually kind of nice to take photos of stuff like that, but also finding the textures of, you know, other stuff is always nice. So that's what I'm going to try to find right now, a little bit more texture, since I found a couple things with like the architecture and the texture, but I want to find something that could be like a filler photo, if that makes sense. So I'll kind of try to see if I can show you an example. Trying to see if I can find anything with that would make sense for texture, but I'm not. So we're gonna have to find somewhere else to find some texture. So there's a little bit of, not really texture, but this is too good to pass up because I like the way that the black and white just looks off of the layering of like the windows and the architecture. So it's kind of nice. And I mean, for me, I'm gonna try to see if I can find like maybe sometimes plants or even like kind of like the trees where there's like some water. We can find a little bit of the texture with it that looks kind of nice for the texture of a shot. So I'm gonna kind of crank up that aperture to get more of it in focus. Just gonna try to find something that makes some good texture with the water. So this is basically a nice little texture of like kind of like a miniature tree, I guess, but it looks kind of cool right here to have that texture of the plant itself. So nice. All right, so with this one as well, with more textures, just finding like the rock right here looks kind of cool. And the compression of the photo, I'm gonna crank up the aperture as well to like an f8, see if that'll kind of make, I mean, the background will be there, but I want the texture of this just to look kind of cooler. Like it could be like part of like a maybe mountain style. Looks kind of cool to me. So you add a little bit of separation from the background with the kind of like, for me at least, with the aperture, bringing it up higher to have some of the background compressed because it's a 85 equivalent, but now having that black and white separation of the color in a sense that it would have been with the lighter to dark style with the background itself. And that's something that I find really cool. So another thing that I look for as well with like a little bit of the black and white is leading lines that make sense with the contrast of like the light to a little bit darker style. So if I start kind of putting my camera here, which I mean, to me, you won't be able to see it too much, but I'm just gonna take a photo real quick and you start seeing the light to dark to the light as well from the reflection of the water. That leading line style is actually really nice to me because it adds that dimension with the black and white, and then sometimes like, you know, kind of framing it a little bit with how the water might look or anything like that. It just looks interesting to me. I'm gonna try to see, there's a little part of the bridge, I've taken plenty of photos there, but I want to try it out with this one since it's an 85 for the compression. So we'll see how it turns out, and maybe we'll get a good shot, maybe we won't, but we're gonna find out in a second. All right, so we're in this section here under the bridge. It's just the leading lines of it with the frame of the dark to light. I mean, it just looks cool to me. I'm gonna try to see if I can get something a little bit lowered. See how I'll like it. Trying to get a little bit darker in that aspect. So for me, like right here, it looks kind of cool. A lot of the birds are flying by, so I'm trying to see if I can capture ones with them. Just kind of seeing what they kind of will be doing, and then trying to capture a little bit just to have a little bit of leading lines. Maybe a subject will go by, but as long as you're there, it looks kind of cool. As well with that when there's a subject right there, but yeah, that's kind of my thought process when it comes down to taking a little bit of photos, and especially challenging in a sense myself to do black and white because I've had the urge to do it because I don't get to do it as often, it seems. And for me, the moments that I do more black and white photography, it feels more into the city vibes of things. And kind of one of the reasons why I came out here just to find textures and architecture, lights and shadows kind of style, whether it's kind of having like a darker surrounding while a light source is there to illuminate a subject or anything like that. It's something that helps me out to stay creative, especially when I feel like I'm stuck in a rut. And kind of what I wanted to do today is just simply go ahead and do it and have fun with creating and not feeling like it's a gloomy day or something like that. I'm just gonna stay home. I just wanted to go ahead and practice my skills, as well as use black and white photography, use like recipes that help me see how the black and white will look. Maybe I would have edited them on my own or something or not, and that's pretty much it. Don't come near me if you don't want to be pet, bro. You're good. Yeah. You're pretty. It's funny because like it kept coming like near me and I was just like, oh, it's... But yeah, that's kind of my thought process. Hopefully it helps you out. If you have any thought process that you go with how to get creative again, or you know, what kind of photography you like to do for color or black and white with my crew out here making the nice sounds from the ducks, let me know, comment down below, because they're already telling me what to do next time. So don't be, you know, don't feel left out, and go ahead and leave a comment below. Yeah, so it's always good to have feedback from you guys, you know, like how the ducks are giving me the nice feedback. Literally, they're wanting to give me some comments on what to do for my photography next, which you should too. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.